Good afternoon, everyone. We are the Group 12, and Georgie will present first.
So, we are going to tackle first the Chapter 8, Assignment of Credits and Other Incorporated Rights. So, Article 1624. An assignment of creditors and other incorporated rights shall be perfected in accordance with the provisions of Article 1475. So, first of all, we got the this is where assignment of credit happens, and the one who will able to assign the assignment is what we call as the creditor or assigner, and this is the person who transfers the rights and the actions to a third party, equivalent to there will be a consideration, then this will be the money, no? So let's say, for example, Jenny agrees to sell her right to collect 15,000 from Marco to her friend Lisa for 12,000. So they agree on the terms and sign a document stating the details. So sa mga ito guys, si Jenny, sell niya yung rights for 15,000. Si Jenny agrees to sell her right to collect 15,000 from Marco. And then her friend Lisa for 12,000 for her friend Lisa. So si Lisa will be the one who will be able to collect its rights, no? Or to collect the credit. So next up is Article 1625. An assignment of a credit, right, or action shall produce no effect as against third person, unless it appears in a public instrument or the instrument is recorded in the registry of property, in case the assignment involves real property. So, nani siya ay duwa ka things to remember. There will be, as between the parties, if it is private, so if between the parties, this will be a private document, and then as long as, so it is valid as long as the law did not require any public instrument of it. Okay, so for the third person, it needs public instrument, you know. It needs public instrument or document if ever it is a third person. So let's say, for instance, C can demand payment from B unless the assignment is notarized document, no, or recorded as a real property. So dili maka-demand og payment si C since dili notarized public instrument. Wala yung notarized public instrument. So muna siya si Article 1625. So Article 1626, the debtor who before having knowledge of the assignment pays his creditor shall be released from the obligation. So what do you mean by this is that if ang debtor may bayad sa, let's say the one who, it's a case of so if the debtor pays its obligation on the original assigner, so wala siya si assigner, wala kamao si katong gabayad, or the debtor nga na din bagong kuan assignee. So na nag-i-assign na katong on nga creditor. So si creditor nag-assign niya ni siya sa bagong assignee, tapos katong debtor iya gibayad tong original creditor. So mo na siya si Article 1627. And also, yes, so mo na siya, no? So example, B pays A the 10,000. Before knowing, A assigned the credit to C. So wala ka mo si debtor na siya'y utang, ay wala ka mo si debtor nga na siya'y bagong bayaran, no? So wala siya ka mga na ay bagong i-assign to collect its rights, no? So it's Article 1627. So Article So Article 1626 dito, before having knowledge of the assignment pays his creditor shall be released from obligation. So si Article 1628, so The vendor in good faith shall be responsible for the existence and legality of the credit at the time of the sale, unless it should have been sold as doubtful, but not for the solvency of the debtor, unless it has been so expressly stipulated or unless the insolvency was prior to the sale and of common knowledge. Even in these cases, he shall only be liable for the price received and for the expenses specified in number 1 of the Article 1616. The vendor in bad faith should always be answerable for the payment of all expenses and all damages. No? So, this basically means kung sa mga responsibilities ipahibalo sa vendor when they act in good faith or in bad faith. So, scenario. So, si Carlos, iyang ibalik, CCA, si Carlos sells to Ana his rights to collect 20,000 from David. And kini si Carlos, iyang iinan si Ana nga ang credit is valid and David will pay back. So, but in truth, si Carlos katong gabaligya siya rights kamao siya nga katong debtor di na daw kabayad tungod kay bankrupt na daw to, no? Na bankrupt na daw si debtor na iya gyapon gibaligya ni Ana. Tapos since Carlos acted in bad faith, he knew David was he acted in bad faith since kamao siya nga iyang gibaligya iyang rights bisag kamao siya nga insolvent na tong debtor. So, it's not liable siya, not just to return the 20,000 na iyang gibaligya, anak na gibaligya niya, tapos, but paid also for the damages and expenses nga nahitabo. So, that is Article 1628. So, Article 1629, in case the assigner in good faith should have made himself responsible for the solvency of the debtor, the contracting parties should not have agreed upon the duration of the liability, it should last for 1 year only, from the time of the assignment if the period had already expired. If the credit should be payable within a term or period which has not yet expired, the liability should cease 1 year after the maturity. So, this means that the seller promises the debtor is solvent. No? So, he promised niya si debtor kay solvent, and they didn't agree on how long that promise lasts. And if ever in any mga inatabo, it is good for 1 year only, no? For instance, niya, A assigns credit due next month to C, and assures B can pay. So if B can pay within 1 year of the due date, A may be liable, no? So, but if there is a stipulation of the period, then it should be followed. So if ever na condition yan ano sa nila bayaran, then diya sila mo-follow. And if ever wala man gani, then they will act within 1 year, no? So it must be paid within 1 year. So inana siya sa Article 1629. So Article 1630, one who sells an inheritance without enumerating the things of which it is composed, so should only be answerable for his character as an heir. No? So this is when so what happens here? So what happens here is that the one who sells an inheritance without enumerating the things of which it is composed should only be answerable for his character as an heir. Okay, so Article 1630, so kani siya naay inheritance gihatag sa kuan to someone, and then walay ipang list kung what kind of things nga gi-list or gi-inherit sa iya. Is kani siya katong gi-inheritan iya nang gipaligya, no? So he sells its inheritance. So if someone so if ever man ganing inana, then they are truly the heir, no? So they are the heir of the one inheritance of inana. So scenario ta, Miguel inherits from his aunt but doesn't know exactly what the inheritance includes. So wala ka mo si Miguel na unsay sulod sa gi-inherit sa iya, no? Sa iyang auntie. Then he sells whatever inherited, and he sells iyang ipaniliya ang katong inherit siya ni Clara, na si Clara without listing the properties or assets. Then so wala pa mo si Juan, no? Wala pa mo si Clara nga unsay sulod pud atong panan, no? Unsay sulod atong gi-inherit sa iya. And also si Miguel wala pa siya kamao, of course, unsay sulod atong unsay gipag-inherit sa iya, no? So si Miguel here acted in good faith and would be considered as an heir. So later it turns out the inheritance only includes a few odd items that were less than 10,000, and then si Clara iya itong ipalit ang inheritance for 50K. So Clara cannot demand a refund, no? So Clara cannot demand a refund as long as Miguel truly was an heir, no? So he is only responsible for proving that he legally inherited, not for the value of what was inherited. Okay? So Article 1631. So the one who sells for a lump sum the whole of certain rights, rents, or products shall comply by answering for the legitimacy of the whole in general. But he shall not be obliged to warrant each of the various parts of which it may be composed, except in the case of eviction from the whole part of the greater value. So this is when someone sells rights or income as a whole. So they guarantee it exists, but not every part, unless most or all it is taken away. So iyang gibaligya tong income or rights no niya. So pagkaman, so let's say for instance, A sells all the fish ponds earning to B. So iyang gibaligya ang fish ponds earnings can B. Then if part of the fish pond, if ang part sa fish pond does not earn, then A isn't liable unless all of it came to failure, no? So wala ni kuan. So if ever na fail ang execution atong kuan or wala na siya kwarta naka-earn na, so si A will be liable of it na. Okay. So move on to Article 1632.
Guys, now in Article 1632, the vendor appropriate by some of the clause or receive anything from the inheritance sold, he shall pay the vendee thereof if a contrary has not been stipulated. Ano siya guys, ako nang i-illustrate para mas makasabot mo. So, example, si B o si A na inheritance. Kita ka guys? Na inheritance, then iyahang ibaligya ni B. So katong inheritance niya is, for example, na yung mga benefits. So example na benefits kay if imong gibaligya na inheritance kay building tapos na imong girentahan. So nanay siya ay kuan kasi rent income. So inigbaligya niya ni B ang katong mga benefits na makuha ni A is diretso po to ni B ihatag. So income or like kung example land or farm, the imong farm is na mga trees. Katong mga trees largo na to ni B na madawat gikan ni A. Next. So the guilty shall discard reverse Article 1633. The vendee shall on his part reimburse the vendor for all that the latter may have paid to the debt in charge on the estate and satisfy the credits he may have against the same unless there is an agreement to the contrary. Hi guys, previous thing article, Article 1632 kay depende if na agreement ang vendor o vendee na maihatag ra ang benefits ni sa pagbaligya. So three guys kay for example si A na siya ay gibaligyan niya sa property B. Then before pa nadawat ni B, before pa mabaligya, si A kay naggasto sa mga debt, kung na-debt, example, unpaid tax or obligations lang. So, ang katong gibayan ni A ng mga debt or obligations, dapat mo reimburse po si B ato niya. Yeah. Unless guys, kung naay agreement. Sunod is Article 1634. Kani guys is paano siya? If sales of credit or incorporeal rights na in litigation, meaning nasa court ang pagbaligya. So for example, si A o si B si A owes money to B. Then nag-argument sila. Then ato sila sa court. Pag ato sa court guys, gibalhin or gi-assign og lain ang credit ni A sa lain. So example na si C. So for example, na-owed na money kay 10K. Kaya guys, pwede pa din ni if mabalhin din siya kani third person, pwede rin siya largo ubayan ni si A, ubayan ni C para ma-extinguish ang credit of sale. Next is Article 1635. So, morning guys, ang mga exceptions sa previous article, if credit of sales is argued in the court. So, may siya if shall be accepted the assignments or sales made to a co-mayor or co-owner of the rights assigned to a creditor in payment of his credit, to a possessor of a tenement or piece of land which is subject to the right in litigation assigned. Next is Chapter 10, Barter or Exchange. So, Article 1638 is only explains what definition of barter. So, ang barter guys is parang siya exchange of goods or items na wala involved sa money. So, ano ang difference sa sales o ang barter? Ang barter kay wala dyan involved of money, samtang ang sales is involved sa money to exchange. So, next is Article 1639. Paano siya guys? Nag-barter. Then, magkataon-taon ato, naibawaan na dili ang usa ka party dili dito siya jud ang tagiya sa item na iyang exchange sa usa ka party. So mo na if katong si A o si B ang barter, example, si B naibawaan na dili dito iya ang item or goods. Dili iya. So ang natin sa article guys is pwede makancel ang ni A ang barter. So dili niya padayon og hatag ang iya item for exchange. And also pwede siya ask for damages kung naa may harm na na-cause ni B. Next is Article 1640. So kani guys, by eviction na siya. So na barter A si B. So nag-barter sila. Pagkataon-taon guys kay na eviction na itabo. Naibawaan nga dili jud legally ang atong item ariya sa item kay si B. Doon nato ilain tag-iya sa item or ang item or goods kay kinawat ni B guys. Kinawat ni B. So so pwede ra pod makancel ni A ang barter o paano damages? Ask for damages. And if guys, anang third party, for example, nag-exchange na sila sa item that ibaligya ni B. Ibaligya ni B ni C in good faith. So, kita mo ni guys, si A, dili na makakuha sa item balik ni C. Kuhaan na siya. Reimbursement na lang. Pwede na makabayad si C ni A. Kuhaan na lang na. Dili na mabalik ang item or goods. Next is Article 1641 guys, as to all matters not specifically provided for in this title, barter shall be governed by provisions of preceding title relating to sales. Guys, inundumin nyo, barter is both parties are vendor and vendee. So, muna po na guys, ma-apply po ang provisions of sales sa barter. For example, barter si A o si B, exchange na sila. Pagkahuman, naibawaan nga ang exchange na item ni A is defective. So, ma-apply po itong mga kung sa'yo buhaton if ma-apply po na provision sales sa ato if ang item or goods is defective. So, next is Ira will present his articles.
So here is the Article 2035. No compromise upon the following questions shall be valid. First is the civil status of persons, like if single, married, widowed, or ang example if dili pa pwede mo kuan nga single if married ka kay like nag-agree ra mo sa imong husband na mag-single na lang ta kay like nag-away mo or something and then mo single na lang kay di na ko nimo and then sa number 2 kay validity of a marriage or legal separation. So, same lang gyapon sa number 1, pero about sa marriage. So, dili pwede mag-agree ang husband and wife na invalid ilang marriage kay nag-regret sila o ilang marriage sa marriage. So, number 3 kay any ground for legal separation. So, dili naman kay example sa marriage, inyong i-reason na kay wala na mag-spark or whatever, even though example na ikabit mo husband pero dili niyo may disclose na nagsukat siya adultery, so dapat mo nang i-disclose sa court for legal separation. So ang future support kay for example child support. So if ang father kay dili siya mo kuan sa child support sa iyang baby, so, dili pwede kay dili pwede mag-agree ang husband of wife na dili pwede mo sugot ang wife na dili pwede okay sa wife nga dili mo hatag ang husband o child support sa ilang anak kay ang support kay obligation man siya so support is a legal duty especially sa children. So sa 5 jurisdiction of courts kay if may disagreement ka mo niya magkuha na lang mo na sa barangay na lang mo mag-agree or ang barangay na lang mag-vote sa inyong faith. Dili pwede dapat kay ang law ang mag-vote if asa mo na court mag-settle sa inyong agreement. Then sa future legitimate kay sa inheritance dili pwede moingon ang father na muhatag ko nimo ron o 100,000 niya in the future na ayaw nang pangayo na ako. So, mga sa Article 2035. So, sa Article 2036 kay compromise comprises only those objects which are definitely stated therein or which by necessary implications from its terms should be deemed to have been included in the same. So, kung unsay na sa inyong agreement, kung unsay clearly stated or clearly implied, mora jud na ang inyong i-settle. If mag-add mo kuan like lahi, dili na pwede. If example kay naigisabutan ang party 1 o party 2 nga about sa land. So, kung yan, nahibaw sa party 1 na ang party 2 napay other land. Nga iya ganahan i-appeal, pero man na siya appeal sa ilang compromise. So, dili na siya pwede i-appeal pa. Ano siya i-appeal? So, sa Article 2037, a compromise has upon the parties the effect and authority of res judicata, but there shall no execution except in compliance with the judicial compromise. So, once people agree on a compromise, it has the same effect as a final decision, court decision. So, res judicata mo na siya. So, however, it can only be enforced if it's a judicial compromise, meaning na approve na siya sa court. So, sa 2038, a compromise in which there are mistake, fraud, violence, intimidation, undue influence, or falsity of documents is subject to the provisions of Article 1330 of this code. However, one of the parties cannot set up a mistake of fact as against the other if the latter, by the virtue of the compromise, has withdrawn from a litigation already commenced. So there, if a compromise was made sa kanil mga mistake, fraud, intimidation, kay it should be cancelled. And then if ang one person kay i-withdraw, like what siya ni padayon sa ilang agreement, then other party kay makakuan na sa ilang original na agreement or kamang sa court nilang agreement. Then sa Article 2039, when the parties compromise generally on all differences which they might have with each other, the discovery of documents referring to one or more but not to all of the questions settled shall not itself be a cause for annulment or rescission of the compromise unless said documents have been cancelled by one of the parties. So, dili, kay other party kay both parties kay nakasettle na silang agreement, then ang usa ka party kay kita o lain nga document nga related sa ilang agreement, pero wala siya appeal but related lang unya, pero wala man gi-hide unless gi-hide makuan siya cancel. Then if after a litigation, Article 2040, if after a litigation has been decided by a final judgment, a compromise should be agreed upon either case has already a final judgment, then both parties kayo sila kay baho nga nanay final judgment, then pwede pa ma-cancel ang compromise. But then dili pa final ang case or wala pa decision, then wala po sila kabaho, dili siya valid reason na ma-cancel ang compromise. So Article 2041, if one of the parties fails or refuses to abide by the compromise, the other party may either enforce the compromise or regard it as rescinded and insist upon its original demand. So there, if one party breaks the compromise or doesn't follow their agreement, so either the other party i-enforce niyang compromise or treat the compromise as cancelled, then go back sa ilang original kuan ng court, sa court ilang original agreement. So example kay if Martin agrees to pay Nora 50,000 in their compromise deal but later refuses to pay, so Nora has two choices: enforce the compromise in a court and make Martin pay, or treat the deal as cancelled and sue Martin for the original amount she was asking for. So example, 100,000. So Maura na. Okay, thank you.
Any question, guys?
Is
Wait,
there any
I
question,
have-
guys?
I have.
Arabi.
What is incorporated rights?
Corporate rights, so paano part?
Ang tagal na.
Corporate rights, so ang kaning corporate rights about issue sa kwan, muna siya yung mga intangible rights cannot be seen or cannot be sensed, no? Dili mo ma-feel or dili mo ma-sense